Alright, so I wanted to do another reading today. And first of all, I want to say that it is so funny because I did not plan out this look that I have going on today. I find it so Elvira, it's so witchy, and I totally didn't plan it out. It's one of those serendipitous moments where I just kind of let it flow and come together. Um, and so it's just like a reminiscence of me, just a reminder, kind of showing me that I am dipping into yet again another aspect, another part of myself. As I do mutate and change a lot, there are times in my life where I really want to express bright, um, exotic colors, and then there are times when I'm really into dark colors. And definitely, I've been cleaning out my closet, and I noticed that I've really been into kind of solid, darker colors for some reason right now. So there's definitely that realization that there's another aspect, another morphing, another transitioning that's happening. And I feel a sense of power around it. Definitely there's a power around it, okay? So today, what I want to talk about this reading, I labeled it as dynamics, splitting off, and revealing the truth. So we have the cauldron, mixing and churning, causing disorder, chaos, and throwing up what doesn't belong anymore. So again, that is the cauldron, mixing and churning, causing disorder and chaos, and throwing up what doesn't belong anymore. And so I just want to go ahead and show you some of these cards that I pulled that link into this reading, this message that I'm putting together based off of the cards. So the one that I got that really is about the different dynamics, kind of churning and causing disorder and chaos and splitting up, is this card, okay? So we have the Ten of Swords. And you can see this card, it has all the different dynamics, all the different pieces that make you you, okay? So we have a whole, and then all the different dynamics, all the different parts of who you are. And sometimes in certain parts of our lives, there really only is a certain part or a certain dynamic that we reveal or that we acknowledge, that we realize, that we accept. Um, um, so it's about seeing all parts of the fragments we want to see, and certain parts of fragments that are being revealed. There's a lot of energy when we talk about trickster energy. We talk about deceit. We're going to come into that because these are some of the cards that I pulled. There's a lot of energy where a trickster energy knows. They know, they're a lot about a mask, they're a lot about concealing, and they're a lot about putting on a certain persona. Um, and what happens is they'll show you a certain fragment of of them, of who they want to represent themselves as, without showing the whole entirety of who they are. And this is very natural. This is also something we do as humans as well. When we get to know somebody, sometimes there's only certain fragments of ourselves that we're comfortable with that we show other people. This is completely natural. Then when we start to become comfortable with the person, we end up revealing our whole self. So this is a lot of these principles, a lot of these things that are happening, to see all those things, they sound really scary, but remember, again, these are all lessons and learnings that are natural to our state of being, okay? This is all part of consciousness, learning, revealing, and growing. And so we have this card is very important for what we are going into right now, and it's about all these pieces churning in that cauldron and spitting up what doesn't belong anymore, okay? And so I can go ahead and show you some of these other cards that connect these dots together. So we have the pieces here, and then another card was dynamic. I did pull dynamic, and this one is in our sacred geometry deck that I love so much. So we got dynamic here. And so you can see even with the triangle, we have the 3 different parts of the triangle, and then the whole in the center. The center, remember always, the center is what makes you whole. Finding the center, finding the balance between all these different parts, okay? So we have all dynamics. Can you see that that says dynamic? Dynamic, okay? So you have dynamics and fragments, or, yeah, fragments. And you can see that in these cards, and you can see how they relate to each other, okay? The light, the light, the light. And then, so I received that, and after that I received the coven. So here's the coven. This is your cauldron. This is the pot mixing. This is all the different dynamics, all the different parts that come together to create the magic, to create the power. So this is the coven. This is what I'm looking at as the cauldron, or the fire, okay? The fire is always kind of the energy that brews, transforms, mixes things up, molds, and turns like lead into gold, the alchemy, okay? That's the fire, that's the cauldron, okay? So we have that. So we have that, and then we have the dynamics, all the different herbs, all the different spices that you put into your cauldron, okay? And then all the different fragments. And this is all symbolically speaking, okay? But again, we are talking about fragments of ourselves, okay? Mixing and churning and burning out and molding and transforming and spitting out what doesn't belong. And one of the things that doesn't belong that I'm seeing is deceit. So we have Amunet. And Amunet is, yes, she's kind of about, I believe so, it's about authority and deceit. And with Amunet, I received the Emperor, and we received the Justice card, okay? And so again, the Justice was about the balance. You see the scale there. So again, remember I was talking about the center and the wholeness, about bringing all these pieces into balance. Okay, so we have something, we have all these fragments, and we have all these pieces, and there's going to be justice. So we have deceit, justice, and we have Emperor. Okay? So the Emperor, the Emperor kind of represents the disorder and the chaos, because we are talking about linking this with deceit and authority. This means disorder, this means chaos, okay? And disorder and chaos kind of comes from the parts of you and the fragments of you that can deceive you or deceit you, okay? And then justice. Justice stands for the truth being revealed. So we have justice over deceit. And the justice at the end of the day is what's going to spit up out of the cauldron what doesn't belong in there. Okay? So the Emperor, the disorder, is churning up all of this chaos, and we got justice spitting out this deceit. And then linked to that, I have the throat chakra. Okay? The throat chakra, this means truth. This means truth. This means finding big, big truths. And I also received realization. So at the end of the day, remember I put that this is dynamic, splitting off and revealing the truth. So this is what we got going on here. We got the throat chakra, the truth, and realization. So there's a realization of truth. Okay, there's a realization that, a realization of deceit here. Okay. And coherence. Coherence is the ability to listen to this. Coherence is the ability to listen to this, okay? Coherence. The ability to listen, all right? I talked a lot about listening and what it means to listen in my last reading. Sorry, the light is so bright, okay? So that is coherence. Excuse me. Another card that I received with these readings is the Sisterhood of the Silk Road. This is such a beautiful card. Excuse me. It's one of my favorite cards. Okay, look at how beautiful this card is. Okay, and the Sisterhood of the Silk Road is a beautiful card because it talks about the journeys and all the travels and everything that we've learned, and kind of saying goodbye and bon voyage and farewell to the old parts of our lives or the old parts of our fragments, thanking them for the close connection and the close bond that you've had with them that has allowed you to learn and to move on from that. That's what this card is about. It's a really, really beautiful card. And I like that it says sisterhood because it reminds us that we are all one. Even though we're all fragmented, we are all one. Okay? And it reminds us that that bond of the sisterhood is strong and it's there to teach us. And these are all sacred knowledges of the triple goddess, okay? There is a history of the triple goddess that she reigned here a long, long time ago. And she saved the sacred knowledge between her sisterhood, okay, to help keep humanity going so that humanity will always be able to tap into this sacred knowledge, okay? And that's the triple goddess. And that's the sisterhood, and that's why the sisterhood and the lessons that we teach each other that reveal this sacred knowledge is so, so important. And that's why we have the cauldron brewing and churning up all these pieces and these fragments. Okay? So I wrote here, so this is kind of to sum up what I just said. We are going to be churning up all the dynamics of our life, everything we have learned to transition and to move forward. So yes, let's transition. Let's move forward on in this reading. Move my crystal. So we have transition. This is a transition. How do I get this lighting right? Do I need to just come back? Arrgh! These sacred geometry cards are way too bright. Okay, there we go. Transition. Move forward. Move forward. And to gosh, it's so annoying. Comcast. Okay, so this is alchemy. So we have alchemy, transition, and move forward. And this is what I just said. Okay, so the alchemy is the cauldron. Remember I said it was about that fire turning lead into gold. This is about us turning and churning all the dynamics of our lives, everything we have learned to transition and move forward. Saying thank you, the card of the sisterhood. Saying thank you for the bond and the lessons, that close intimacy that you've had with life to be able to learn, transform, transition, turn that lead into gold and move forward. And from this stage, we have the power of authenticity, self-worth, choices, and cosmic connection. This is us coming into the power, the realization of our wholeness and our truth and who we are. So I have here consciousness, self-worth, cosmic connection, walk your truth, choices, and golden crown. Such a beautiful reading. So I will show you these cards. Consciousness. Why did that want to jump out of my hands? So we have consciousness here. Self-worth, okay? So to me, the self-worth is kind of that changing of the consciousness. It's the consciousness learning and growing, forming, and realizing its self-worth. And that self-worth comes from us discovering our truth and being able to be that truth, be able to connect to that truth externally, bring it to the surface, and learn by doing that we have the power to create and manifest our reality. And that is a cosmic connection of who we are. So that is these cards here together. The communication I have as well. So the communication, I keep getting this card, it keeps popping up. So the communication is about feeling what you have internally and wanting to bring that to the surface. Communication is always expressing something that you feel inside, whether you're communicating through art, poetry, words, okay? That is communication. So it's always about what you feel internally and bringing it to the external surface so that you can connect with it. So that is the communication. And they're howling at the moon. The moon is, that is inside you. It is the waves, the water, the flow, the churning, okay? Communicating what it is that you feel inside you. And learning how to not hide that anymore. Learning to not hide that fragment anymore. Learning not to deceive that part of you anymore. And bringing it to the surface. And making that a part of your reality. Realizing that you are a cosmic, conscious creator, okay? Realizing you are a cosmic, conscious creator. What is that? That's your self-worth. That's your divine right. Who you are. Who you are. I love this card. It's so beautiful. Who you are. What you are is a cosmic connection and a conscious cosmic connection and creator. The creator's the communicator. Earth is the throat chakra. It's about communication, okay? And the conscious choices, we have choices here. Another beautiful, beautiful card, okay? We have, I mean, these cards just link together. There's such power, feminine sisterhood energy here, okay? Self-worth, consciousness, choices, okay? And when I say feminine, this is not feminine, masculine, okay? This is the energy that, the fragment, the part of us that we all have within us that is very, very, very empowering. So this benefits everybody. This is about everybody finding this sacred knowledge that is within them, okay? Self-worth, consciousness, making that conscious choice based off of your self-worth, okay? These are such strong cards, you guys. And this means that at this level, that the golden crown is placed upon you. You have your work, your knowledge, your growth in consciousness, okay? And your conscious choices, they've been acknowledged. You're growing so beautifully, my sister, my child, my star, my brother. You're growing so beautifully, and this beautiful golden crown, remember I said turning that lead into gold, okay? It has been placed onto your head, and you are ready to radiate and shine and bring this to the surface. And this is going to help create around you, because people will feel this energy. That's what this card is a lot about. It's about radiating that out, radiating this energy out into the earth and the world. And I believe many of us are here to do this, okay? Many of us were here to go through this initiation process, to receive this golden crown, and to allow it to just let us soar and fly, okay? And another thing I like is when you think of the tree in life, they say that we have a tree of life, and we move to different points in that tree of life. And before we move to the next point in that tree of life, we hold on so tight. It's in our nature to hold on. And that part of the tree of the life is a fragment. Again, so the tree of life is different fragments, different parts of your life, different things that you learn. So we're really dealing with fragments here, okay? And the cauldron, the power of the cauldron churning up that fragment. And, you know, letting go of that fragment, burning that fragment, and flying and soaring into this golden crown. So the golden crown is very beautiful. And just always remember that you are a conscious creator, okay? That you make conscious choices, and that is in your power. That is the self-worth, okay? So this is a very powerful time. And there might be some, it's really about realizations. It's really, really about realizations right now, you guys. Lots of realizations and lots of reflecting and lots of reanalyzing and reevaluating. That's a lot about what this card here is about. I always call it the Justice of Mayat because I love Mayat. And those of you who don't know, Mayat is, I believe, I really connect to Mayat because she comes before Isis. So I believe I have to do my research again. I will verify this. I will come back on and verify this. I'm pretty sure that Mayat, she actually is the one that has the feather of truth, not Isis. She has the ostrich feather in her hair, and she's the one that weighs out the feather in these scales, okay? And it's about how true you've been. How true have you been to yourself? Because the truer you are, the quicker you go to the light. So, and the truer you are, the less weight you carry. So you have truth and then you have deceit on the other side, okay? So justice is a very, very powerful card, and it's all about you kind of reevaluating your past, weighing it out, seeing if you like that, what you can learn about that. So let's link that again with the sisterhood card, you know, about thanking your connection to life and all of the journeys that it's brought, reevaluating that, and gaining your realization and balancing out the scales again, okay? And that is justice. I call it Justice of Mayat. And I don't know if I said this or not, but Mayat is the mother of Isis, I believe. She's before Isis. So I really connect to Mayat. My name's Maya with 2 A's and Mayat, so I just really feel a connection. She's somebody I really, really like to work with, always. Probably for about 5 years, I've really, really been loving her. And a lot of us know, I'm sure there's many, many of us who really love Egypt and feel that tie, that connection to Egypt. So I kind of started working, I think, with that energy has probably been around me a lot longer than I think, just by being really fascinated with Egypt. And then to expanding and growing, and look again, you guys, there's the fire in the air. So you have the cauldron churning, morphing, molding you, transitioning, that alchemy that allows you to let go and fly and be free and be whole and transition. And the freedom comes a lot in you making your choices and realizing how much power your choices have. And stop deceiving yourself from realizing how powerful your choices are, okay? This is such a beautiful sisterhood time. Oh my gosh. And for men too, like, when I say sisterhood, it's for everybody. Everybody. This is powerful for everybody, okay? I love in indigenous native cultures, some of them, the women they're really the backbone of the society, the backbone of the community, because it's really about understanding that role. And that role is our backbone in everybody. And so this is just a beautiful card. You got the fire and you got the air. Okay, these colors, they speak so much to me. Again, you have the duality in here too. You have the warm and the cold. Okay, you have, that's another form of the scale, another form of duality. So yes, and this one again, this one is really about joy, finding joy in the moment, realizing your self-worth, that you are joy, and that the choices that you make can bring joy to you. And sometimes the choice is also really about learning how to be in the moment and not constantly worry about the future, okay? And then, so let's just tie this off, and then I'll be done here pretty much. I want to tie this off with 3 beautiful cards that I picked in the beginning. And these I've kind of just left for a side note with me because I really like them. So we have the Dragonfly Goddess. The Dragonfly Goddess is about speaking your truth and being authentic to yourself. Speaking your truth, being authentic to yourself. And then I got Be Fearless. So these cards are prompting me to be true to who I am and to be fearless. Not to fear who I am, or to fear being who I am and fearing that it will be ridiculed. Don't fear that. Be who you are and don't fear the reaction. Be fearless and be true to yourself. And then it lets me know, dragon energy, dragon goddess, that you have, this card is about having good fortune on your side. Okay, so it's saying be fearless, you have good fortune on your side, and be authentic and true to yourself, and that's only going to increase your good fortune. And also the dragon, to me personally, again, we have more fire there, we have more cauldron energy, but what the dragon really means to me personally is it is a protector. Okay, when I feel the dragon energy, the dragon protects me, but the dragon also protects me by reminding me of what my oath is, my oath to myself, my oath to how true I am to me and what I stand for, and that I fight for what I love, and that I stand for what I love, and that I am a defender of truth. So that is to me, that is what the dragon energy, it is so powerful. Okay, I love the dragon energy. So good fortune, okay, good fortune and good luck is on your side. Those are all the cards, really. I want to see if there's anything else that I forgot, because I wrote a couple of things here. But I really think I covered everything. It just kind of came out naturally. Yeah, everything just came out really naturally. Yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I think that's it. I'm kind of tempted to pull another card, but I've never pulled a card in front of people before. I've never done that, but let's go ahead and do it. Let's see if we get anything. It's really hard for me to like channel like this, or it's really hard for me to pull cards when I feel like I'm being watched, because it kind of restricts my flow a little bit, because I know I'm being watched, or I know the pressure is on. I don't really like the pressure. I like the sacred space of working alone. So, and then again, always just call forth the protection. Call forth the protection if that's what you feel. You know, some people, they don't need to, but for me, I do. I'm very mental. I'm a very mental person. So when you're very mental, I need protection sometimes, because the mind can be it can wander off in either direction. It can be very, it can either be, it can be a sharp blade for cutting out shit that doesn't belong, or it can be a sharp blade that causes damage. The mind is always represented by swords. So I'm gonna call in, you know, guidance of love and protection. Guidance of love and protection. And I'm gonna go ahead and just do these. This is my triple goddess tarot cards, and we just want one to kind of cap off this ending, maybe one positive note. Let's just cap off this reading. Cap off this reading. Cap off this reading. Song of Creation. Song of Creation. I don't know. I like it. It has the four corners. It's got the four corners here. Four corners, again, are north, south, east, west, different phases, cycles of your life. Connects to the tree of life that I was talking about. Song of Creation. To me, the Song of Creation is about all the journeys, all the experiences that you've had in your life. It's like the Song of Creation is like your book of life, and everything that happens that makes you who you are. That's your book. That's your song to sing. And yeah, the Song of Creation, and the creation and the churning is again reminding me of the cauldron. So the creation is doing its mixing, it's doing its working, it's putting all different things together. Okay, it's putting your water, your herbs, and your fire together to make that creation, or that concoction, if you will. Okay, so creation to me is another word of alchemy, another word of transition. So sing your song of all the transitions, all the journeys you've been through, and of who you are. Sing your song and sing it proudly. Sing your song proudly. And another thing, again, sing your song reminds me of what I was talking about the last 3 cards about speaking your truth and being fearless and not afraid to speak your truth. To me, that's a lot about singing your song. Sing your song, right? Like, sing your song no matter what. No matter what. Sing your song and be you. That's a great way to leave this off. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, everybody, if you listen to this all the way through. If you want to reach out or talk about anything or have any questions that are positive only, please do so. And yes, thank you. Utakoyo Yasin. Thank you to all my relations. Thank you to all my sisters, all my brothers. Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you. Thank you, life. All right. Bye, you guys. Bye.